Hello everybody, Justin from Playing Board Games here, and today I am actually starting up a video to talk about a game I have been designing for a very long time now that to me is at the point where I am ready to share it publicly and actually release the mod publicly in hopes of getting more people to play it and then ultimately even play test it with me, or even just, I can learn from other people areas of where this game, its balance isn't right, it's missing a few things, what feels a little bit janky, all that stuff. I care a lot about this game and the games I make, and I really strive to make it as good as it can be. And then as well, I think the game is most importantly really fun. So I'm sharing it with all you guys today in the form of this video, as well as a link down to the workshop mod for Tabletop Simulator. In addition, also to our Discord channel, which we have a discussion thread there in game design, talking about this game and organizing game nights of playing this game. So, one thing I can be very well aware of is, as a game designer, I'm very bad at teaching my game. So instead of making a video of how to play the game right now, which I will be doing in the future, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to play a game and walk you through the process. So this game, right now, working title, Superhero Deck Builder. Super great, super catchy, everyone go, it's like, oh yeah, that's that Superhero Deck Builder, I know the one. The point of this game is this is a co-op deck building game where the players take on the role of superheroes who are here to defeat a super villain. This game is very modular. Replayability is my goal. You take two different powers, you mash them together, kind of like Smash Up in concept, and then you make the best superhero you can be, fighting various goons, supervillains, and while they try to enact their plan. So, why don't we just go through setup? The game has been playtested the most with only 2 players. It can play 1 to 4 in concept, but this recent edition has added the 3rd and 4th player. You guys can't see my mouse, so give me 1 second. There we go. Much better. So yeah, the 3rd and the 4th player, they have not been play tested with yet, but the 1st and 2nd player, we're good to go. So, let's start by choosing some powers, shall we? So right now I have 12 powers that are like in their play-tested state to the point where I feel like they are good, and then I am slowly adding more powers to further playtest. So why don't we just go for a nice tried and true combination of pyrokinesis and super speed. So, at the start of each game, each player is going to choose 2 powers and then mash them together. Each power comes with a reference card, which you can use to, if there's any keywords that are going to show up on your cards, they're going to be on your reference card for easy access. Cards are broken down as such, and let's get like really close. Top here, this is just an identifier to show what kind of things this card can do. So the green means action, the blue means reaction. Over here, this means this has a reaction and then an enhancement trigger, which I will get to. The name is up here. The dot shows the level of the card. These are the enhancements. This is like what the card does in terms of increasing buy power, attack power, yada, yada, yada. This is the text box that tells you what the card does. This down here is the cost of the card, and then this is the set it's from, as well as the numbers for easy reference. So, looking at Flame Lash, this enhances for an orange circle, wow, a red square, and an arrow. So, these are the enhancements over here. So the 2 most common ones you're going to be using in the game are the orange, which adds focus to any action or effect that requires payment. So, as you can see on this card in the bottom right, the same symbol, this is the cost of cards. Damage adds damage to damage effects. You can attack with basic actions, which I'll get to. Once again, I think a designer is bad at teaching their own game because there's so many things going through their head. Move, so if you move, you can add extra movement points. When you gain extra shields, you can gain extra shields when you do that. Healing, heal more damage. Ping, which is how you attack and ignore shields, which once again I'll get to. Saving, which is how you save citizens, reducing the cost of actions, and drawing more cards. Basically, look at enhancements as a way to make your effects better. As you look at the card here, Flame Lash, action, attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy or location, burn the top card of your deck. Burn comes down over here. This is the text for burn. I'm not going to read it out loud. We'll walk through it as we actually play the game. The other thing it does as a reaction, when this card is discarded from your burn pile, you draw a card. So that each card has their own effects, and there is one level 1, 3 level 2s, and then 1 level 3, 1 super. Let's continue with setup and worry about the actual logistics of the game going forward. So what you do is your deck starts with 10 Junker cards, 3 strikes, which just add 1 damage, and 7 focuses, which just give you more money. You're going to take 2 of each of your level 1 cards and put them in your deck. Wow, you're already starting strong. Your remaining 2 level 1 cards are going to be your first 4 cards in your upgrade zone. You then take the remaining 14 cards, put them over here in the upgrade zone, flip them face up. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, always for purchase in your upgrade zone. Some other zones that matter: deck, discard pile. This is for things that you might want to put here just because they look nice. So much so that I'm actually going to put Pyrokinesis over here, and this is going to be my burn pile. An effects zone to play effects, played zone to play played cards. There is a very small difference. 10 health. We win if we bring the supervillain's health to 0. We lose if any hero's health goes to 0. These are shield tokens. These are citizen support, which matters for some powers, like here. I'll leave this on the screen for a few seconds. For Protector, for the super speed ability. Okay, we're all set up over here. We're good to go. Let's finish up setup elsewhere. This is the city. There are 4 city spots, and they're all connected like a big clock. So these 2 locations are adjacent. These 2 locations are adjacent. This location's adjacent to this and this. Straightforward. At the start of the game, you're going to take 4 location cards and place them in the location part. I always lock them for ease. You're then going to look at the population of each location. The population of each location sounds fun, which is in the bottom right. The number with the highest starts with 4 citizens. The next highest goes to 3. Holy crap, this is a populated city. 2 for the next, and then 1 for the least. The location with the most citizens is going to be the active location, and it starts with this day-night token. Each location has a flip side if you want to be a bit spicy. These are generally not tested yet, and I still play on just the basic side for right now. All right, the city's almost set up. Next, we're going to choose our supervillain. Let's just choose who I think is the good tutorial supervillain, which is Buck Buzzsaw. So, all enemies are supervillains and goons. They have 3 stats, which you can see on this part of the card. There is his health, the top one, his shield, passive shield, and his attack value. Whenever you deal damage to an enemy, if they have shield tokens, those are destroyed first, then passive shields, then health. So if you dealt 4 damage to an enemy with 1 shield token and 2 passive shields, one damage would get through. Passive shields are always there for each attack. Supervillains, they tough. Supervillains also have a text. They're all different and play a little bit with their own spicy kind of way. So Buck Buzzsaw, when he throws his Buzzsaw, it moves away from him 1 space at a time, attacking all heroes at each location it enters. When he recalls his Buzzsaw, it moves it to his location 1 space at a time, attacking all heroes at each location it exits. This thing at the bottom, this little exclamation mark, that's called a disorder effect. Think of it like a reckoning effect from Eldritch Horror if you've played that. That'll trigger due to certain things, and that's when that will trigger. He starts at the active location. I'm looking for a better way to do this. This game is still very much a work in progress. There's a lot of parts where it's really messy, but I think the game is complete enough for me to open it up publicly, and that's why I'm making this video. He starts at the active location, unless stated otherwise. That would be in this setup instructions over here, this little black box at the top of the screen. So, let's just put this stuff over here, shall we? Let's go like this. Oh, I need to lock these. Ooh, that's going to be, I have to fix that. Well, that's a future problem. Okay, so the supervillain has 3 cards. They have their card, which represents them, so he's going to start with 20 health. Once again, if we bring him down to 0, we win. Go us. This is his strike card, which is actually just better explained in action. And then this is his setup. So he starts with Buck's Buzzsaw. That's an elite goon. and that will spawn in the same location as Buck. So this is just an elite goon. This enemy does not take up a city spot and does not receive hiding bonuses. When Buck's Buzzsaw is thrown, it moves the path that would cause it to attack the most heroes. When it's recalled, it moves the shortest path that would cause it to attack at least one hero. He has no health and no shield, so you can't attack him. 1 damage, and he's going to start over here. Sorry, I'm going to drink some water. Hydration is important. Okay. And then add an extra basic enemy set. So wording is changing. These guys are now called goons, but let's not worry about that for right now. You always start, unless specified, with 1 basic enemy in the enemy deck, and then you follow the setup instructions here, which is just another basic enemy. So let's just put these guys over here, shuffle them together. We need an event. So what that is, you just draw 2 event sets at random, put them together, shuffle them up, and leave them here until you're told to draw them. Supervillain strikes. For that, we're going to follow the bottom of this card. So we're going to need 3 1s, as you can see here, 2 2s, 3 3s, 2 4s, and 2 5s. We've done it. These just get shuffled up and put on this and build a deck here. All right, we're going to build this Turmoil Cup, which I will explain to once we get to that, but we're just going to see that going down the card on this right side here. We need 3 of these tokens, 4 of these tokens. Let's go. Don't want them to stack. That breaks the game. 1 of these, I think just 1 of everything else. 1 of everything else except for the radiation symbol, which I will get to. So let's put these all in the turn. No! All right, note to self, we probably want to fix that because that is not good that they're so close together. I just made some changes to the game, so again, okay. I just made some changes to the layout, so that's a good thing to know. That will probably be fixed before you know it. Okay, we're then going to choose a plan. So the plan is just, it modifies the rules of the game to make it more difficult or add new things that are pretty spicy. We're going to just choose a nice basic one to start off with. This Buck Buzzsaw and Final Fight is like the new player recommendation. Not that I'm a new player of my own game, but just that for you guys, I figured that it's the best. As you can see, it's adding 4 of those tokens on the bottom here. Shuffle those up, and then flip this over. No additional rules. We must defeat the supervillain, and then there's a 2 and a 4, which we'll get to when we get to. Let's talk about round structure, shall we? First, the round begins. In any order, each hero resolves their turn. A hero's turn is broken down as following. We can play effect cards and we get 1 free upgrade. Upgrading is buying cards. We then get 3 actions and can play more effect cards. Once we've done our 3 actions, other heroes do theirs, and then we each discard down all cards in our hand, effect, and play area. Ooh, missing a comma there. That's embarrassing. And then they draw 7 cards. After that, the villain goes. So, we'll walk through that when we get there. Why don't we have our first turn of the game? We get us, oh my god. You know what I said once again? That the designer is bad at their own game, teaching it. The last thing you need to do as well is in the city, you need to add lackeys on locations. Lackeys are starting weak enemies that have a positive effect when killed, and they all start on their location. So, breaking down locations a bit more, we have the location, which is just where people go, the active enemy, and enemies in hiding, which I will explain. There is the number of citizens at a location. This is a maximum of 10. If ever more would be spawned, they're spawned on an adjacent location with most citizens. This is the health of the enemy and shield tokens on the enemy. We're going to just start up here. And now I think we're ready to... What the heck? What is that? Oh, I only have 1 there. Okay. I'm like, what's going on? We're ready to start our first turn. You can start anywhere in the city as a hero. This is me. Don't I look heroic? So, start of the game, we're going to draw 7 cards. As you can see, we got a few stinkers and then a flame lash. So, all we got to do is we got to defeat Buck Buzzsaw. Can we do it? Let's find out. So, if you look over here, a hero's turn is broken up as effect cards and 1 free upgrade. Then, once your free upgrade is done and you're done playing effects, you get to take 3 actions and play more effects. Actions include, obviously, playing them from your cards. This is an action on this Flame Lash. Also, you can move 1 space. You can upgrade, choose a card in your upgrade zone and pay for it, gain that card into your discard pile. When you upgrade, you can only buy 1 card at a time. So this is how you can buy more on your turn if you want. You can attack a target at your location. Both the upgrade and the attack action, the basic ones, start at 0. You don't get any starting value for them. You can heal, which is heal 1 damage, save a citizen on your space, and you can train, which is paying 3 and destroying a card. When you destroy a card, it can come from your hand, your discard pile, or your played zone. Super, super easy. Okay. So, we have 5 focus if we want to use Flame Lash for the focus, but I think we're going to use Flame Lash for its action ability. So, let's see what we have here. All of our cards cost 3, except for this Speedy Strike. So, I think Speedy Strike's really nice, but I think we're going to try to just buy some synergy. So we're on our free upgrade actions, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to pick up this In the Blink of an Eye. When you buy a card, it goes in your discard pile. Your upgrade zone is then immediately filled back up. All right. So we're done our free upgrade. We now go to actions for the turn. So if our first action is going to be this Flame Lash. Deal 2 damage to an enemy or location, burn the top card of your deck. When it comes time to enhance, you resolve as much as you can on the action before you enhance. So with this one, I get to deal 2 damage to an enemy or location and burn the top card of my deck. I can burn the top card of my deck before I deal the damage and before I enhance and make this better, so we're just going to stop there and burn a card. Burning a card, when you're instructed to burn a card, place that card face down next to this card in your burn pile. Burn cards can come from the top of the deck, hand, or other places. When there are 4 more cards in your burn pile, all cards in your burn pile are discarded, and all when this card is discarded from your burn pile effects are triggered. So we're going to burn the top card of our deck, just putting it right there. So we're now attacking this Muscle Man. So we're dealing 2 damage, which is not enough to kill him, but I can enhance this with this strike. So that would be 2, as you can see, this damage enhancement, to get to 2, 3 damage, and that will actually be enough to defeat this guy. When he is defeated, I get to place this card in my effect zone. During the regroup phase, if this card is in my effect zone, I get to discard it and draw 2 additional cards. So that was my first action. My second action is going to be to move up here, and then we're going to just do a basic action and punch this guy for 1. I have finished all my actions, so we go to the regroup phase. I discard all cards in my hand and play area. And then I get to draw 2 additional cards. So instead of drawing 7, I get to draw 9. One thing about defeated enemies also just go up in this discard pile. One thing about deck builders, and especially with this one, you are considered to have a top card of your deck at all times. So if you ever run out of cards, you can shuffle your discard pile and draw back up. If you ever need to discard the top card of your deck, but your deck is empty, once again, shuffle your discard pile. You are always considered to have the top card of your deck, unless for some reason you have no cards in your deck, which is not recommended. All right, now we go to the villain phase. So I'm going to walk through this first one here, and then from here on out, I'm just going to play the game. I think at this point now, I'll talk through it and just play the game normally, and you don't need to hear me babble about it anymore. So, villain phase. The first thing we do is we flip the day-night token. Some villains care about this, and other effects care about this, but not this one. Not Buck. Then we spawn 1 citizen on the active location, 2 in a 3-player plus game. So this is going to go up to 5. We then resolve the villain phase text on the super villain token card. So, villain phase, Buck moves 1 space forward and spawns a citizen in his space. If he is on the same space as his Buzzsaw, he gains 2 shield tokens. So he's going to move here and spawn a citizen. Next up, all goons attack. So here's where hiding comes into play. If at any point an enemy is spawned in a location, but there's already an active enemy, the enemy gets shuffled face down into hiding. Enemies get +1 attack for each card in hiding. So this guy's just going to attack for 2. He's going to give me the bonk. It hurts, but that's life, right? Okay, and then in hero order, each hero draws a turmoil token and resolves it completely, then the round ends. So turmoil tokens, this is kind of like a Mythos card in Arkham Horror the card game, or like even just like drawing tokens in Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, or in Pandemic, drawing bad cards. This is just a random way for the game to affect you. These are the 8 tokens that exist in the game. First one is Supervillain Strike. We draw one of these cards, sorry, you should be there. We draw one of these cards and then do what it says. A goon appears, draw and spawn a goon if the location is empty. Put the goon in hiding if location already has an active goon, and then advance the day-night token. So, whenever you need to do something, it happens on the active location, and then after the active location is affected, this advances. Clockwise, it always goes clockwise. All-out attack, the supervillain and all goons attack. That one's super spooky, and it'll kill you. Disorder effect, this is the symbol I told you, resolve all disorder effects in play. Those are done checking the plan first, then the supervillain, then enemies, going clockwise from the active location, then heroes. Usually there's only 2 effects, usually plan and just supervillain. Event, draw and resolve an event card. Citizens in danger, spawn 1 citizen per hero on the active location, then advance the day-night token. Advance the plan 1 time, so that'll tick this up, or if the card says otherwise. This is where the 2 and the 4 comes in on this card. Once it hits 2, the supervillain heals 2 health. Once it hits 4, we add an all-out attack token, and if you cannot, we lose the game. Reset plan progress. So that's just the plan going against us. Then you have to draw another turmoil token after that happens. And then the last one is blank. No effect. Destroy this token. Destroying a token just returns it to the supply. So we're at that point. Why don't we draw our first token? In a single-player game, we only draw 1. In a 2-player game, you draw 2, and all the way up to 4. So this is Spawn a Goon. So we're going to grab the top card of this deck, because there's already a goon here. This goes into hiding, and then this advances up there. Now it's our turn again. And we have a hand. Holy heck, do we got a hand. Okay. I don't want this to retreat. Is that something that's doing that? Strange. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of our cards have purchase power on them. That's exciting. Okay, so when this card is discarded from your burn pile, burn the top card of your deck or a card from your hand. Enhancement trigger. So when I enhance with it, I increase the enhancement value of this card by 1 for each card in my burn pile. So I think what we're going to do is for a free upgrade, we're going to use this in the blink of an eye, because if you use this card to enhance an upgrade action, we get to draw a card after upgrading. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to just buy this Flame Lash. My upgrade is done, so we're going to draw 3 cards. And now we're on our turn. So this guy has 2 health left. So, action number 1, we're going to give this guy some burnage. So we're going to deal 2 damage to him and burn the top card of our deck. That'll defeat him and put him over here. We have 2 actions remaining. We're going to do another buy action. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to buy this Speedy Strike. Remember, when you buy a card, it always goes into your discard pile unless something says otherwise. And then for our last action, I think we're going to just destroy a card. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and destroy one of these focuses. And I'm just going to chuck that over here. I'm going to add a place for those in a future update. Those are my 3 actions as well as my purchase. We attacked, we upgraded, and we destroyed. So we go to our regroup phase, which gets rid of everything in our hand and discard our hand and our play zone and our effect zone. We got to draw 2 additional cards because we defeated him. So that's 1. And then we got to draw an additional 8, I believe, because we could draw 9. Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day. So as you see, the enemies, the goons at the start, especially the lackeys, they have a very positive effect for the game for you with that. They give you a little boost. They do run out, and then very rarely do the basic enemies / goons have that effect. All right, spawn a citizen. This flips over. he's going to move here and spawn a citizen. Goons attack. There are no goons on my location. He is not a goon, so he will not attack, and then we'll draw a token. We get to advance the plan 1, and then we draw another token because that's what this says to do, and we will get our first supervillain strike. So we got a 4. Buck Buzzsaw moves to the same location as his Buzzsaw. So as you can see, we drew a 4, so we're resolving the 4 on this card. So he moves to the same location as his Buzzsaw, and then he throws it 2 spaces. So remember, when he throws his Buzzsaw, it moves away from him 1 space at a time, attacking all heroes at each location it enters. And it would move the path that would cause it to attack the most heroes. So it's going to go 1, 2, and attack me for 1. If this hits a hero, he recalls it. So recalling is when he recalls his Buzzsaw, it moves to his location 1 space at a time, attacking all heroes at each location it exits. So 1, 2. That'll deal another damage to me. So just a little ping ping, but if I don't take time to heal, this will eventually add up and potentially kill me. However, it's now my turn again. Remember, once again, the goal as well is to get Buck to 0. Okay. Our hand's loaded. This need for speed is really good. So this is effect. Each time you move this turn, heal 1. This heal cannot be enhanced. We kind of want that because we're getting a little bit beat, and I'd rather not take the time to fix that problem. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 for our first upgrade, and we're going to buy that need for speed. This goes here. And now that we're going to draw 3 cards off that, and our hand is loaded. You might be saying, Justin, wow, you're drawing a lot of cards in super speed. That's kind of all super speed does. So this is also a very strong combination. There's a lot of powers that have synergy, and then there's some that don't have synergy. And I mean, super speed's also just good because drawing cards is good. Okay, so thinking out loud, I was like, I could move to this location and deal some damage here. Oh, but I can also move out of it after. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a basic move action, and we're going to enhance the move with this. So because this has a move enhancement, I can increase my basic 1 move into 2 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2 for action number 1. Action number 2, we're going to attack. We're going to attack Buck, I think. Yeah. Then we'll burn the top card of our deck. So we're going to attack Buck. I still think getting out of here is good. So yeah, we're going to attack this guy for 2. We'll use this Speedy Strike. So it has a 1 damage enhancement, and then it also has the enhancement trigger, Velocity 2, increase the attack enhancement value of this card by 2, so it's actually 3. So we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a good hit. So he has no shield tokens, but he has 2 passive shield. So that's going to be 8 minus 2 is 6, so he's going to take 6 damage. I will then use my last action to get out of here because I don't want to get chunked. All right. I'm going to call that a success. I only get to draw 7 cards here, like some sort of, like, you know. Okay, cool. Well, we'll make it work. So he moves here, he spawns a citizen. Goons attack. No goons hit me. And then, sorry, I just want to make sure. And then we'll draw our token, which is Disorder. So we start here. Return a supervillain strike token. All right, that's this guy right there. So let's, ooh, as you can see, as I said, like, once again, this is still a work in progress mod, and that's where playtesting comes in very handy. Some of the terms don't line up, but they will. That's a promise. Then we go to Buck. He's going to recall his Buzzsaw and then throw it 2 spaces. So it's going to come over here and hit me for 1. So it's a bit spicy, but we're still doing okay. We're still doing fine. Like, do we take some time to heal? Probably not, because we can buy something. I want to buy this fireball because getting damage out is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pick up this fireball, allowing us to draw 2 more cards. All right, that's the exact card we wanted to see here. Yeah. So, on my turn, we're going to play this Need for Speed as an effect. So each time I move this turn, heal 1. I'm going to move over here, healing 2, because I moved twice, for 2 actions. And for my last action, we're going to attack this Muscle Man for 1, 2, 3. I could go 4, 5 to just flex on him, but I will. I'll do it. I'll live a little. Then we're going to draw 9 cards again. So yeah, you might be thinking, wow, Justin, you're doing great. I mean, thank you. I am. Other thing as well is, like, I know the game very well. Other things to consider: removing 3 cards from your deck at the start of the game. And I can't look at my burn pile, but I'd wager these are all just basic focuses and strikes, which means that it's really nice to ensure that I'm drawing only good stuff. And where did my hand? Why is my hands just disappearing? Excuse me. Sure. Sure, whatever. I don't know what's happening. But also just, I feel like I'm in some sort of, so strange. Also, this is like the easiest mode to play. The game, I am still trying to figure out rules to make solo a bit more difficult. But while the game isn't necessarily easy, it can get out of hand, but when you have a handle on it, it's very doable, especially against this combination of probably the least intensive supervillain and definitely the least intensive one of these. All right, but let's do some stuff. Let's spawn a citizen here, and then we draw a token. All right, we spawn 1 citizen here, and then this moves over there. Once again, goons attack, but there were no goons in my location, so I just hopped over that. I really shouldn't if I'm trying to teach. So just once again, we flip the day-night token, spawn a citizen on the active location, resolve the villain text on the active villain, which should actually put this up to 4, I believe. All goons attack. In hero order, each hero draws a turmoil token. And then the round ends. And now it's our turn again. Okay, well, let's go shopping, because you always get 1 free one of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pick up this Fanning the Flames. And then, do we drop some damage on Buck? Yeah, let's do it. Come up here for action number 1. We'll attack him with a Flame Lash. Because we have 4 cards in our burn pile, we must discard them all one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're actually at this really awkward point where our burned, we just put 4 Junker cards back into our deck. So we are going to slow down a bit, but we'll be able to light that fire again. We'll just deal 2 more to make this 2, 3, 4, putting them down to 12 health. And then for our last action, we'll spend 3 and destroy a card. Okay. Let's draw our 7 cards, so we get 4 here. That's looking nice. Okay, so that's a good draw. All right, let's walk through the villain phase. So we flip this, spawn a citizen. He moves here. He spawns a citizen at his location, and if he's in the same space as his buzzsaw, he gains 2 shield tokens. Goons attack, no goons on my space. Let's reveal our turmoil token, which is spawn a goon. Oh my god, my throat. So who do we got here? We got an assault trooper, shielded 2. This guy enters with 2 shield tokens on him. Okay. Okay. We could focus on Buck. We have no citizen support, which we really should be doing. But there's less time for that. I mean, right now we're just focused on making our deck really nice. Excuse me. We could buy these some more of these. In the blink of an eye is never a bad time. It's never a bad time. All right, so yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3. It's a bit awkward, but we'll do it. All right, here's a super. Action, skill, move up to 1 space. If this move is enhanced, increase the enhancing card's enhancement value by 1. Velocity 8. After resolving this move action, deal 8 true damage to all enemies in your location. This counts as an attack. That's a good goal for us to get for. Just a nice big boom to destroy Buck Buzzsaw. Okay. Okay, so we can defeat this guy. We can get 6. But we really actually would like to get the velocity on this one. Because we can go here, we can defeat this guy. We can go 1, 2, bump this up, and just focus on Buck. It's not a bad idea. Like, we have a really good handle, and like, I don't want to say I'm disappointed that I'm absolutely killing it, but at this point in my playtesting, I'm absolutely killing it. And as I said, the game does get more difficult when you have more players playing. And also when you're not an elite pro like this guy right here, am I right? Yeah, but if we go 1, 2, bump this up over here, that's a lot of damage that we can put on Buck. We got 3, burning 2 cards. 4, 5, 6. So I'll put 2 damage on him, gets rid of his shields. That's not a bad worst like use of my turn. So we'll go 1, 2. I'll enhance this move to go 3. Because once again, that arrow, I'm just going to group these up so I don't like get too involved in them. And then we're going to do this. So deal 3 damage to an enemy in my location. Once again, I'm going to try to resolve as much as I can. Velocity, which I never actually showed you what that keyword did. It's if I have moved at least X spaces this turn. So we have burn a card from my hand and then burn the top card of my deck. So I'm going to burn this focus and then this card's going to get burned. So now that I've resolved as much of the card as I can, I'm going to deal my damage. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because I've resolved this velocity here. So it was even better than I thought. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're killing it. We're killing it. It's a great time. It's a great time. I will draw 7 cards. Hand's still good, but you can see the downside of having more of these guys back in here, my focuses and my strikes. So let's flip this over, spawn a citizen. Buck's going to move down here. Goons attack. There is a goon on my space, so I'm going to take 1 damage. And then our token is spawn a goon. This should be down here. My mistake. I'm sorry for that. Anytime something happens, once again, let's put it in my own brain. Anytime something happens on the active location, this advances. So because we're spawning an active enemy here, this is going to move down there. My mistake for not playing that properly the first time. Explosive Expert. 4 health. Defeat. Deal 2 damage to each hero at this location. So as you can see, there is a slight downside for me ignoring the enemies and just focusing, ignoring the goons and just focusing on Buck. And that is the fact that there's only 1 space where I won't get attacked by enemies now. Okay, what's our purchasing power? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't get this, but I think what we are going to do is we're just going to spend 3 and pick up this Flame Lash. And it just allows us to draw a card. Okay. So if we have 6, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can deal with this guy this turn, which actually seems like a great use of my time. So we're going to move up here. I'm going to save a citizen. I'm not too worried about my health. I think I'm doing okay in that regard. So let's attack this guy. Oh, we can super deal with him. Yeah, we'll still save the citizen. So we'll burn the top card of our deck. So we're attacking for 2. The enhancement trigger of this card is increase the enhancement values of this card by 1 for each card in my burn pile. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5. We will go 6, 7, 8. I should have gone after Buck this turn. So he's done. He takes 2 shields and then 4 health, and we have 2 left over. It's a good time. It's a good time for me. We moved, we saved a citizen, and then we attacked. So that's it for us. Shuffle this up, draw 6. Look at this hand and be like, oh, I hope we draw out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Bad guy goes. This flips over, spawns a citizen. Buck moves up here, spawns a citizen. He's not at the same location as his buzzsaw, so he doesn't gain shields. Goons attack. No goons on my space. Let's draw a token. Buck's going to attack, though. Give this a shuffle. We got 3. Buck and his buzzsaw attack. For this attack, his buzzsaw attacks with his attack value. Luckily, we're not at their location, so we are A-OK. We have dodged that drama. We do want to buy this Frantic Plan. This card's really good, and actually a representation of a weird thing where that the text I said where like you resolve as much as you can before moving on. With this one, you look at each of these dots as separate effects. So if you wanted to enhance the move, you do that before you move on to the Save 2 Citizens. I'm looking at the wording of this card to make it more clear, but as I said, this game is kind of just still a work in progress to fine-tune all of those things in the rule interactions. So that's enough talk. We're just going to spend 5 and buy this Frantic Plan. Unfortunately, this turn sucks. So we're going to just save 2 citizens, because if I draw this Speedy Strike next turn, that's really nice, because then we can trigger it and maybe deal a bunch of damage to Buck. And then we're going to heal 1 for our last action. So that was a less exciting turn, and kind of actually a perfect representation. Ooh, it's going to be a hot turn. For why putting cards in your burn deck early in the game is very beneficial, especially in combination with these muscle men. All right, we drew our 7 cards. This is going to flip over. We go to 8. Buck's going to move up here and spawn a citizen. Goons attack. There's no goons. What do we got here? Supervillain Strike. 4. Buck moves to the same location as his buzzsaw and then throws it 2 spaces. So 1, 2. Once again, that's going to ping me for 1. He then recalls it. 1, 2. We'll take 2 damage. We're down to 5, but ultimately, ooh, my need for speed is in my burn pile. It is. It is. Luckily, we can get through it this turn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're going to make... I think we're going to make a bad decision. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to buy this burst of speed. So note, this deals true damage. True damage cannot be enhanced. You can tell the difference between that. So the damage on this one is bolded. The damage on this is not bolded for easier reference. Okay. I am going to spend a turn to heal 3. Could move here and attack this guy. We take 3 damage. That's not great. Could move here and be closer to Buck down there. Do we want to get rid of these burn cards? Probably not this turn. So I think we're just going to like move here and then heal 2. Yeah. And go for a nice big explosive finish. Okay. Give me my super. No! No. Okay. This flips over. This comes here. Buck's going to move here and spawn a citizen. draw a token, which is going to spawn an enemy down here. And this advances. Goons attacked before this token, but there was none on my space, so once again, I just shortcutted my way through it, which is bad to do in a rules explaining video, but what can you do? I guess my Need for Speed wasn't in there. I'm just dumb. Okay. So I think we're going to use this Fanning the Flames right now before it gets reset. So we have 3, 4. We're going to buy a Fireball. Okay. So we're then going to play this Need for Speed. Action number 1. We're going to enhance this move to go 1, 2. Action number 2, we're going to move in here. Getting up to full, which is nice. The Need for Speed is a good card. It's very strong. Feasibly could cost 5. But this is once again where I talk about the balance, and especially getting more play testers is super helpful. And then we're going to attack Mr. Buck Buzzsaw, I think. So we're going to do this. So we're going to deal 2 damage and then burn the top card of our deck. We got 4 here, so let's see what we got. Nothing. If this card is discarded, which it is by the rules of this, all cards in your burn pile are discarded. I get to ping a goon at my location for 1. So that's to specify. If it says enemy, it can be the supervillain or a goon. If it says supervillain, only supervillain. If it says goon, only goon. It's called balance. If this card is discarded from your burn pile, ping an enemy at my location for 2. Could we maybe walk away with a win here? Probably not. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because I moved twice, 7, 8 because I'll spend 3 citizen support. So that's going to put him down to 1 because we got through 2 shields, which puts it to 6, and then the 6 damage gets through. Buck, your days are numbered. Maybe we can get you with our super. Let's find out. Okay. Can we die? We can't die, which is good. There is a way that if there was 1 more attack damage here, we actually could have died this turn, which would have been pretty great. Okay. All right, this is going to flip over here. Buck's going to move over here. Goons attack. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 because there's 2 cards in hiding, which puts us to 6. And then we advance the plan to 2. The supervillain heals 2 health. If playing with 2 players, the supervillain also gains 2 shield tokens. We have to draw another token. It's the event. Oh, good. We could actually see one of these. Find shelter. Each active enemy gains 1 shield token. Draw and resolve another turmoil token. Not a problem. Advance the plan to 3. Advance the plan to 4 when it's 4 and add an all-out attack token to the Turmoil Cup. Give this a shuffle. If we couldn't, we would have lost the game. And then we reset plan progress back down to 0. Then we get the all-out attack, which is another 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. So do you see what I mean when I said that actually could have been it for us? It's actually kind of funny how close that was to being it for us. Okay, it is our turn. Yeah, if there was 1 more attack here, we would have been dead. And that's just how it is. And there's 1 more all-out attack in here, so like, we're going to go hard for the kill, though. We're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to buy another one of these frantic plans. Here's the super for the firepower, pyrokinesis. I'll just leave it on the screen for a second if you were curious. We're probably not going to buy it because it's we're going to try to go for the win here. So we got to draw 3 cards. This is good. This is good. Okay. So let's just do some math. So this gives us 2 spaces. It alternatively can give us 3. So let's say this gives us 2. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we actually want to use this for this move, actually, because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But can we get there exactly 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we can't get 2 buck this turn. So is it better to just like kill him? Probably not through this burst of speed. If we had 9, we could. Oh, I guess I could move for my first 2 actions, right? Like 1, move here, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that'll work. So, we're going to win this turn. I was counting for my burst of speed, so action number 1, we're going to move up here. Action number 2, we're going to play this burst of speed. So move up to 1 space. If this move is enhanced, increase the enhancing card's enhancement value by 1. So we have to get to 8. We already have 1. So this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we just end here after this, we're going to deal 8 true damage to Buck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've done it. So then we'll deal 8 true damage. 2 of his shields will block, and then 6 will get through. That's a win. So yeah. That was a pretty good showing. I had a very strong deck, but I did choose these colors because they do have some good synergy with them. There are powers that have less synergy, or their synergy's different, or they're not super fast like Super Speed and Fire are. As well, excuse me, I played with one of what is 14 different plans. So there is a lot of different levels of difficulty that can come from such a thing that wasn't really apparent here. Yeah, this is the easiest plan, the beginner plan for just learning a supervillain and seeing how they are, how they work. Buck Buzzsaw is also I consider him to be the tutorial supervillain. As well, I want to make this game harder, which will come in time. But the win percentage for this game is actually kind of low, which is always it's nice to see. I like the challenge, but most importantly, I like the puzzle the game represents. So that's kind of like the part that I really enjoy. I like watching people do all they can with the powers they have. If this game interests you, and first off you want to play it. The workshop link is down below on Tabletop Simulator. Alternatively, I'm pretty sure if you search Superhero Deck Builder, it'll show up. As well as a link to our Discord channel, where you can find, in the game design section, us talking about the game as well as looking for people to play with. And I'll be real, I would love to play this game with our viewers if you'd be interested. My goal is to make this game as best as I can be, because I honestly believe the game is very fun to play, and I enjoy the modality of it, the puzzle of it, and then like trying to get the best turn you can get out of it, as well as the 7 different other supervillains that provide completely different play styles or change the game up. Everything is still a work in progress, but that's why I'm opening it up, because the more people you get to play test it, the better the game will shape up because of that. You can post ideas or things that you notice that are broken, spelling errors or things that seem a bit far-fetched, or alternatively questions in the Discord, or alternatively on the workshop page. I will check both, so I will respond to both for those things. And yeah, if you also would like to see more just general content of this game on the channel to kind of get a better grasp for how it's played, or to just see more combinations, let me know as well. I can definitely do that. There are a lot of other combinations for superpowers. I haven't play tested every combination yet, but as you can see, there is a lot more that exists within this game than just those two combinations. And that's not even counting the expansion powers or playing them against supervillains. I want to make sure the game's perfect. I love the game. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I hope this interests at least a few people to maybe try the game out as well. You can let me know in the comments. I'm happy to talk about this game, happy to answer any questions, happy to point you in the direction or enable hopefully some playtests or your interest in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys have a good one. We'll be back with some more Arkham Horror content tomorrow, I believe, as well as other content in other forms of board gaming. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.